What's happening? Think we're gonna start with decisions today. Decisions. Something everybody has to deal with on a daily basis. I mean, hell, we got to do that at least 5 to 6 times a day within 24 hours. Make decisions. All right, how can this relate to my book, Thinking Outside the Box, Breaking the G Code? I'm wondering, on a daily basis, how many of y'all actually get up, go about life making the right decisions without feeling programmed and doing something that you already automatically have to do? Step outside the box for a second. Instead of making drastic decisions on a regular basis of what you see life as or what you was not programmed but raised to go about life as, decisions is a big part of that. They can make you, they can break you. And when you're young, you make decisions upon having fun. You ain't thinking about fear, consequences. As you grow, excuse me, you mature in ways where you realize some decisions you make, you could have chose better decisions or you could have made better rational choices at that time. Because it could affect you in some shape or way. They call it karma. I don't really focus on in that standpoint as karma. But I do look at life that way. I don't know about a lot of y'all, but every decision you make, it's a consequence, and it could be something good coming from behind it. Like I said, it's all about the choice of decision and how you're going about making the decision. The reason I chose decisions today, because I guarantee it's like, and I ain't no philosopher. I ain't no therapist. This ain't why I started this. Just speaking on views. I feel like it's about 75% of y'all out there on a daily basis that just don't go about life making the right decisions or taking the time to even think before making a decision. It's just on a routine. Go with the flow type basis. And the reason I bring this to your attention because I want to see how many people comment. And after this, actually take the time to say, damn, what's this nigga talking about? This nigga high, he bugging, he tripping. Nah, ain't none of that. I'm just saying, take the time to, before you make a decision, pause the scenes all around you. Pause the whole scenario. Even if it's for 5 seconds, a quick minute, just think about it. If I do this, where it's gonna take me? If I make this decision, how far is it gonna lead me down the road to regret or success, or not even have to look back at it at any point in life to say it ain't even affecting me? I ain't gonna lie, a lot of my decisions I made when I was younger is affecting me now. And I'm sure a lot of y'all are going through the same thing, but y'all ain't really using that part of your brain to even think about it. Like I said, gotta think outside that box. Some people just don't choose the right decisions to better themselves in life, or they might not choose the right decisions upon relationships, finances, careers, job opportunities, anything. But I think after shedding some views on a couple of things, and some people can kind of actually relate to some situations, and it's gonna get deep. It's gonna get deep to the point where Like I said, it's gonna be just like the book. Y'all, I'm looking for the comments though. Yeah, I'm looking for the comments so I can tune in and respond back to the ones keeping in tune and actually got questions or actually following what I'm going, because it's a journey. We're gonna go daily basis. We're gonna talk about different topics. It's gonna be different vibes. That's why I told y'all, tune in. Your boy got a lot to say. And like I said, it's based on my life experiences, what I might have went through, what I might have seen. It ain't really dry snitching. I'm not name pointing. I'm not doing none of that. We're not doing that. But I'm sure as we go on along the journey on different topics and different things, and some people can relate. Some people might say, hey, that sounds a little familiar. Yeah, I'm hoping so. I'm hoping so. If y'all got topics y'all want to talk about, leave them in the comments. I mean, that's the whole point of me starting this. You know what I mean? I feel like there's a lot of things people want to talk about. There's not too many podcasts out there where people are actually talking about certain subjects that people keep putting in the dark. Let's go there. Let's go there. I'm not building this podcast on drama and stuff like that, but uncut, no holds bars. I ain't holding nothing back. I mean, I ain't trying to. That's the whole point of this. I just feel like I got a lot of things to say on different topics. Today happen to be decisions. Hell, I don't make good decisions. I know damn well, and still to this day, I check myself on standpoints like, yo, I could have did better. I could have went about that totally different, or I don't know. My mindset. It's all about where your mindset goes, and that's another chapter in my book, mindset, because all this stuff, all these different topics, links in some way, shape, or form in life where it affects you, decisions, mindset, because you got to have a strong mindset. A weak mind is deadly. Strong mind is get you somewhere in life. A lot of people don't really focus on that scale of the basis and looking at shit, but you got a weak mind, you'll crash out. That's what they call crashing out. You will crash out. People are known for it. It's been going on for years. Why talk to a therapist and get put on pills? Go to the doctor and talk about your anxiety and your depression, your stress levels, and how you ain't eating right, and I don't feel right, and I ain't sleeping good, and just thought process. Hell, a lot of people go and get put on medication and then kind of balance you out, but you're on medication. At the end of the day, it's helping people. I get it. At the end of the day, it's helping people. But I don't know. Some people, it's a strong mindset. See, like some people battle it and still deal with it and try to conquer it on their own. But then some, they ain't strong enough mentally to do so. So I feel like that's when the doctors and the pharmacies help balance people out. So it's less of an issue. It's less of a cause. Kind of to the sense with watch what you say. The wrong thing can get you shut up for good, like to that sense. So it goes with decisions. You either roll with the program, be a follower, be a leader, either shut the fuck up. You see what you see, but you don't say shit. Or you go about it like they want you to go about it in life on an everyday basis. Now it's down to the technology, AI, and making decisions for you now. You waking up every day, you grab your cell phone, about the first thing everybody does. Grab the cell phone, turn off the alarm, missed calls, emails, whatever it might be. Everybody like that back in the day. We ain't wake up to that back in the day. We had book bags and textbooks and almanacs and encyclopedias, dictionaries. These kids now got tablets. Times change, bro. The stuff they instilled in us in the early 90s, and yeah, I'm spilling my age for the ones that don't know me. To the technology and to the stuff that they're instilling in the generations these days, and how they cut back so much in the history books, and we don't feel this need to be taught no more. It just make me look at things from the outside in, like why we had to be taught that at a moment in a time. Why did the generation before us had to go about things at a moment in time? Is it because of just the technology wasn't there? Is it because you don't want this generation to be too advanced? You try to weigh out the ones that was already seeing it for what it is, or thinking outside the box already, for what I might call it. So as we go along, like I said, I ain't a philosopher, I ain't a therapist, I ain't a professor. I don't know all that shit, bro. I'm just speaking from my views and standpoints. I mean, you might tune in and catch a little type in while we doing what we doing. I follow in through the comments, and I'm a follow y'all too, as far as the topics and what y'all might want to be hating on. Like I said, because most of this is about me and my life experiences. I can't speak for nobody else. And from this standpoint, this is all from, it'll be different topics and different views, or hell, I might see something that I can relate to and just automatically turn on the podcast and be like, yo, how many of y'all can relate to this? Without saying John Doe and JoJo or this and that and the third. Is basically relating to some life situations that I went through. And I'm sure it's people out there. I'm sure it is. There's a whole bunch of people out there that don't really look at life at that standpoint. Decisions, for me, they go from male, females, animals. Everything got a decision to make. Them deers got a decision to make whether they're going to jump across the highway and get hit, stay in the woods. It goes all ways. It's a mindset thing. But for us as human beings, we tend to follow suit. Stop for that. Stop for a second. Just stop for a second. Don't follow suit. And as far as your mindset, stop. Don't do that no more. Think outside the box for a second. Follow. I mean, like I said, my book ain't published yet, but I want you to just follow along through this journey and through these different topics. And I ain't really gonna say hear me out, but you ain't got to hear me out. You don't. But I feel like I got a lot of shit to say. Because you go out here right now and make the wrong decision to say, shit, I'm going to turn right at this light. And it can fuck you up at the wrong time. It could be the end of your life. You can say, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to do this real quick. And you might not get a check. Your self moment is what I call it. You might not get that. You might get out there and be like, damn, crash out, boom, boom. It's too late. A lot of us is not here to get another chance at making a decision due to the wrong decisions. And a lot of people just don't look at life like that. They go about life and just say, fuck it, I'm crashing out. They act like you're going to get another coin to insert into that game machine and say, you get another life, press start. A lot of people just don't cherish that shit. You got to start thinking. Decisions is one of the first things you got to do to progress. You can't go on the next day without making a decision. You can't go through your work hour or your career without making a decision. It's a big thing mentally. A lot of people just don't look at it that way. Today I'm hitting that shit so hard and I'm on that topic so hard because a lot of my decisions put me in situations. Whether it be friendships, the choice of people to be around. Could have been a good decision, could have been a bad decision. Prime example, it's always too late. When shit go left, it's too late. How many of y'all get them gut feelings and ignore it? better start listening to the motherfuckers. You might want to pause and listen to them. Check yourself on that shit. And like I said, once again, just follow me and see if it might lead to something. Because like I said, all these decisions we make, whether it be friendships, life decisions, marriage, having kids, following careers, or whatever it might be, every decision comes with a good and a bad. Bad is considered karma. The good is considered success, I guess. No need to stress about it no more. I think like 15% of people's brains just dwell on that. They don't go no further than that. If they can expand past that 15%, I think it wouldn't be a lot of wrong decision making. I think it'd be a lot of, on a knowledgeable standpoint, common sense. You know what I'm saying? It'll make people make more logical decisions in life. I mean, that's just from my standpoint on a lot of different things. But like I said, who the fuck am I? And for the ones that know me, I mean, they know I don't really bitch, complain, whine, and none of that. I'm normally the ones that hear people out and shit. But over the years, I tend to have a lot to say myself. I've been that sponge. I took in a lot. And I'm at a point in my life now, I'm like, yo, I got to do something besides tattooing for the ones that know me. And for the ones that don't know me. Being a jokester, comedian, clown, trying to make light of situations. Hell, nigga like me, I was wearing my heart on my sleeve being young. I was never popular. I ain't have a handful of friends. I didn't go through life having a bunch of girls and cheerleaders around me. I didn't, man, for the ones that did, hats off to you. Like, but for the ones that live kind of in that same standpoint where you always felt like you stood out, even if you fit into a certain amount of people. It grows on people, different mindsets as you go through life. You look at life at different standpoints. You see people come, you see people go. You see, and that's in physical form and always through death, friendship, through traveling through states, or just everyday life. You walking up the block or you driving through the street, you passing cars, you seeing people every day, they come and go. But like I said, that goes back to decisions too. Choices. Rational decisions will get you fucked up in life. Rational decisions will get you fucked up in life. And what I mean by that is, you can go out there right now, prime example, talking from my standpoint, I seen the best of it and I seen the worst of it. But in majority in life, I seen the worst of it. And especially from my standpoint. In a lot of situations, you could say I paused. If I would have had one more second, if I would have took a minute, damn, that wouldn't have happened. And I watch a lot of people come and go through life. Death, losing friends. A lot of this shit people don't really see. You don't see this shit coming. You just ride the wave. That's like the rappers hit a #1 hit song. Boom, they riding that wave until it's too late. They ain't got it no more. Actors, famous as hell. Until it ain't riding that wave no more. Everything's a spur of a moment. Ain't nothing permanent. Enjoy that shit. But a lot of people put the smoke and mirror disguises on and they don't want to acknowledge that shit. They want to live how they see fit and not acknowledge or address the real shit. Reality is what it is, bro. The disguises and the distractions in life, That shit is every day. People just don't use that mindset to look at that shit. Every day is distractions out here to keep you from seeing or keep you focused on something else other than what's really going on. And that's in all aspects in life. I mean, you just gotta, that's the challenges of life. You gotta work yourself through it to see. And everybody's gonna make the wrong decisions. Everybody's gonna go down that wrong path. You could tell a motherfucker 20 times, hey bro, if you go down there, you're gonna get slapped in the face. He ain't gonna believe it till he go down there and they slap his ass up and he like, damn bro, you was right. Or you can tell a motherfucker, hey, don't do this and that, the third, coming up as a little kid, they can still do it. You know how many times I heard, hey, look, don't do this and that, the third. Hey, don't take that paper clip and stick it in that socket. Lights out. Oh, you getting it both ways. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. That's why I said I made a lot of decisions. And that's probably why I'm dark skinned. This is a bruise. Like, my family light skinned, if y'all know me. I'm the darkest one in the whole little bunch. And I think it's because of the bruises and the bad decisions I made. I got my ass whooped. They don't do ass whippers no more. They don't do that. See, that's another decision. They stopped doing that shit. They stopped. They cut that shit out. People took it too far. People started bruising. Know what it was. And I'm gonna shapeshift this whole conversation for a second. What I feel like what it was too many light skins, too many reds. It was too many mixed babies being brought in the world. And at the same time, when you get your ass whipped, they leave bruises carried on to the white generation. Now, me in the black family, well, I got my ass whooped. That was what we were scared of. We were scared of that shit. Hell nah. No. That was my fear. Getting an ass whipped. Nowadays, you can't touch these kids. These kids gonna touch you. I wish like fuck I would have tried that when I was younger. Boy. That's another decision. Boy, if I would have did that shit when I was younger, I wouldn't be here talking to y'all right now. Oh no. Oh no, I wouldn't have been talking here. No. None of these teeth would have been here. Nah. I'm glad I didn't make that decision. But I wasn't perfect. Don't get it twisted. I was not perfect. But leading back, not to go steering off, but that's just go to show how decisions you make throughout your life carries on the whole time. And you don't focus on the decisions then until your mind mature enough to say, man, a lot of us don't finish school. A lot of us don't get that advanced education for college and expand our knowledge and our education levels. So we go through life experiences and it's kind of like a puzzle. It's kind of like a puzzle. You put the pieces together and you get what the fuck you get. You don't see the picture. We ain't gonna see the picture until it's done. But again, decisions. I'm sure a lot of y'all can relate to like life standards. What people expected from you when you was younger. I want you to be this way when you get older. Or you go to school, you do this, or don't choose this career. I expect this out of you when you're younger. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't follow my shoes. You're gonna be better than me. I ain't had that coming up. I mean, not mentally. I wasn't instilled. I wasn't really focused on that. Let me say it that way. So that kind of came in as life went on. But a lot of these decisions these days, we not even instilling that shit in our generation and our kids. I mean, a lot of us just letting technology teach these kids and run these kids and do what they do because we really ain't really got control over them no more. Who made that decision? Like the kids kind of run themselves these days and make their own decisions upon how they feel. I mean, that's crazy. That's crazy. Who made it where We could tell them what to do, but don't no discipline. Now that's where I started this whole conversation today, because decisions come with no discipline these days. And that's why I kind of branched out on this today, because a lot of decisions is made on a daily basis and people don't realize these decisions ain't really based with discipline no more. And what I mean by that is people are not scared to make the wrong decisions without thinking twice of crashing out. Imagine how many people you walk amongst on a daily basis, and that thought process is like that. And you really don't know it. No discipline. Every decision they make is on some crash out. Bad decision. It's damn near like a disease if you don't catch it. And a lot of people's mentality, they don't really see it that way. And I'm sure y'all don't really see it that way. I'm sure it's a handful of y'all out there like, yo, this nigga done, he tripping. Nah. I really think for a second that's how a lot of people go about it. Getting up, carrying their life every day is just on not thinking outside the box for a second. That's it. Not thinking outside the box, because every day is a different topic. The world got different things going on a daily basis. Every day is something different going on. I mean, hell, we all see it. Between the news, social media. Some platforms out here are not huge on that. But then you got some platforms out there that that's all you get as soon as you turn that on. Drama. Bullshit. Distractions. That's how I sum most of that up. I mean, another decision. It could be good, it could be bad. I don't see nothing good coming from it. You make the wrong decisions, and in any situation, you be in prison. You'd be pushing up daisies in the graveyard. I mean, you can make a good decision and it could put you in a good spot. But for how long? Because if your mindset and your mental ain't strong enough to keep you there, you can touch that and you can get there. But if you ain't strong up here to stay there, you're going to fall back down to ground zero. And that could be in any situation. That could be in any situation. So, I mean, I ain't telling people what to do. Like I said, these are just my views. But I think in all aspects, like, people scared to speak on stuff like that. They scared to open their mouth now. And that's why I start this podcast. For the ones that ain't scared to open your mouth no more, the ones that got something to say, y'all want to bring a topic to the podcast, whether it be from the streets, whether it be from your personal life, whether it be from life experiences that you don't witness, and something you want to get off your chest, and just, you ain't got to name bomb nobody. We not here for that. No name shaming. Let's talk about it though. Let's put it out here. I mean, I see a lot of things out there where they got, they're doing the podcast for paperwork. I heard what's coming up. Everybody with all this paperwork, and let me see your paperwork. Let me see your paperwork. They got podcasts coming up for that. I know a couple people pushing for that to come out, and I can see that doing something, because that's a trending everyday similar topic. When you open up Facebook or you open up some of these other social media platforms, you see where somebody's name is in this paperwork, or somebody's been known, labeled as a rat, a snitch. Like, I ain't here for that. I'm here to talk about my life views, but I can bring all that into this too, because I've seen a lot in my life too. Consequences. That's another chapter in my book. We're gonna touch that. Different days. I'm sure different days we have different vibes. We have different things to talk about. But for today, we just busting off with decisions. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, decisions can take you further in life, or they can shorten your span and your path in life. It's your mindset really that's gonna put you there. And if you ain't expanding that mindset and you ain't strong enough to take your mindset to them horizons and see life for what it is, make the right decisions and expand in some standpoint, I don't know, that little percentage of your brain is just gonna be there, I guess. That's how I look at it. That's just how I look at it. Some people are mentally strong enough to keep. That's why you see people doing better than some people in life. And what I mean by doing better, they might be in a better situation life-wise. Or you see the ones that just give up on themselves. You know what I'm saying? I never understood that. Mentally, I understand. Physically, I understand. But I never see how you can completely just give up on life itself without one effort in trying to do better. And I can understand mentally some people just take in so much. Life is just what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been there. I experienced that shit too. I had close ones. I lost close ones to situations like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I understand on that standpoint and that aspect, but I never understand if you still got that power and that will in you and your mind is so strong, and instead of you sitting back, weakening yourself with the normal bullshit, like, expand that shit, bro. Like, think, bro. Think. That's what I'll never understand, why people don't. You got to think, bro. That's what this podcast can be based on. For the ones that don't really want to use their mentality to get through life. For the ones that's got so much to say, scared to say it. No place to say it. Open your mouth, man. Say what you got to say. That's what I'm here for. Because I got a lot to say. And really, I'm going to be not really venting. Nah, we ain't going to call it venting. But as my book goes on, we going to touch down and compare certain topics, certain chapters of my book, and compare it to aspects in life on a daily basis as I go through and as y'all go through. So like I said, tune in. It's gonna be a ride. I promise you. It's gonna be a ride. And it's gonna open up some aspects, and like I said, I ain't name bombing, but as we get deeper and as we go on, like, you're gonna see how far and how deep this shit goes mentally. Like, a lot of people they not really looking at life from them aspects and them views. A lot of people they just going on with the roll of shit, and they ain't pausing to take the time to actually look at shit. And then they're like, bro, you really on some shit. Nah, I ain't really on some shit. I'm just pointing some shit out that y'all ain't really taking the time to say, damn, bro, I ain't think about that shit. It's called thinking. Think. Thinking, bro. Pause. Think. So, like I said, fuck with me. Today we talk about decisions. And they kind of wrap that up, man. And we can go on all day about the decisions. I mean, like I said, you make so many decisions on a daily basis. Like, decisions is going to be a part of everything in life. Some people they don't really focus on making the wrong ones and how it affects them. You know what I'm saying? I made a bunch of them. Oh, trust me, I made a bunch of decisions that was not good for me. Then I made some that kind of put me in a better position in life. But your mental's got to be there too to keep yourself expanding and going on. And you got to still see that. Some people lose visions. And that's a decision too, whether you want to expand or whether you want to stay where the fuck you at mentally. or physically, or financially, or however it might be for you. I don't know. We're going to crack this egg of this podcast, though, and we're going to see how this shit boils, or we're going to see how it scrambles up, or we're going to see how the hell y'all might take it. Like I said, I'm waiting on the comments, because we're going to start opening this up. Like I said, I made some decisions in my life that put me in some bad spots. And the reason I think about it, because it starts early. As soon as you open your eyes, as soon as you get up out your bed, your brain, the first thing it's processing is either your normal routine, brush your teeth, get ready, do this, take a shower, this and that, third. Those are decisions and routines you already made. So how many people actually, while they doing this, or pause to actually think how rational these decisions are they making on a normal day basis? Like, it affects them throughout their life, the whole 24 hours of that day. And you don't really take the initiative to focus on that unless something bad happens or unless something good comes from the situation. But on a normal basis, how many people actually take the time to think about that on a normal basis? Like, look at life from that aspect. And like I said, this is just the first topic of my book. There was plenty more. But like I said, it was short and sweet in the paperwork, but we could talk about it all day and really compare it to life on the aspects. But you got to tune in. You got to tune in and fuck with your boy. And if you don't do that, then you'll miss out, like I said. So, hit me with the comments. I'm going to hit you back.